Welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. It is Sunday, which means it is time to go over all the latest Vikings draft news, rumors, buzz, scuttlebutt with the Purple Persuasion. Justin, how are you doing? Happy draft week, by the way.
Yeah, happy draft week to you too. I just was waiting for this week. I'm going to enjoy these next few days. Going to be rumors galore. It's then only less than 4 days, and we'll have our answer here. So, thanks for having me on your show as always, and happy draft week.
Become a staple of the week. Yes, happy draft week. So damn exciting. Huge draft for the Minnesota Vikings. Let's hope they can make all of our dreams come true, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start with not exactly Vikings-related news. I mean, Vikings do necessarily, but Jayden Daniels in his camp apparently having some issues with Washington. I believe it was about this group interview thing that was going on. Exactly. So anybody hoping for Jayden Daniels to fall to 3 where we could trip and get him, I mean, this was maybe giving some life to that possibility. But I think it's already been resolved, right?
Yeah, I think it's been mostly resolved now at this point. It sounds like I don't know if it was his agent or the agency or something like that put out a statement saying that they talked and, there's no hard feelings or anything like that. So, who knows? Nobody's done it since Eli Manning did it and trying to force his way out to go to a different team and from San Diego to the Giants. And you don't see it too often. I'm surprised more players don't do that, but, you're lucky enough to be in the NFL, and I'd rather go to the Commanders and the Patriots anyway. So if I was Jayden Daniels, so I don't think there's too much there to read. I think I think there was something there a little bit. There maybe he could be slightly disgruntled, but it sounds like they made up and they've been talking between the Commanders and Daniels camp. So I wouldn't kind of read too much into it, but I don't know, maybe they go Drake May and then things get real wild on draft night. So that'll be fun. That'll be kind of fun.
It was just weird that it came up and it got resolved like in a matter of hours. It seemed like it was just one of these rumors that was, I don't know. It was just an odd one all around, but I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to go to Washington either. What a show.
So, they've had more weapons and stuff. The franchise in itself sucks and the facility and things, but like roster wise, I think it's a lot better than the Patriots. So
yeah. I agree with you there. Tell us a little bit about this punter the Minnesota Vikings apparently are enamored with, Jake Walrath.
Yeah, Walrath. So one of the guys, he sends us stuff all the time. His name's Justin. I can't remember the exact platform he works with, but he gets a lot of the inside scoops on who the top 30 are and who the Vikings are looking at. So he sent us this one and thought it was intriguing just because, Brian Wright hasn't had he had a great 2 years ago season. And then last year I thought he played very poor. I think the metrics showed it. The eye test, showed us that, he just couldn't hit anything within the 20 and a lot of touchbacks. So I think they are going to be looking to upgrade. I don't know if they're going to draft this player, if you can go undrafted and maybe sneak, and grab this guy out of Central Michigan. He's got a big leg, and he's pretty accurate, like touchback wise. I can't remember the exact number at the top of my head, but it was more than, what Ryan Wright was doing last year. Yeah, it's college, but if you got a big leg, you're accurate. You're probably going to find your way on an NFL team. So I would expect for him to be picked up by a team. I don't know if he's going to be, a late round, on Saturday pick, or if it's going to be more of a one of those first guys that they grab in the undrafted free agency.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Tory Taylor is the one that when we do mock drafts on our shows, and our viewers always want to get Tory Taylor late. So I didn't even know there was another punter in the game who was, draftable. Jake Walrath coming out of nowhere on this.
Yeah, he was. It came out of nowhere, and he's got some good stats too. Like for it's a smaller school out of Central Michigan, but you're a punter, so as long as you have the framework and you're accurate, you got a big leg, you're going to get a shot on an NFL squad.
Yeah, interesting. The Vikings may be looking to upgrade over Ryan Wright after only one bad season. So I don't know, kind of odd, but whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the report coming from CTESPN. This shut up last night. Justin Herbert, Vikings draft day mega trade. What the hell is going on with this?
Yeah, there's just so many things wrong with it. We got a lot of messages, people reaching out to see if there's any viability with this. For me, it's a no. There's nothing there. It's impossible. I think he offered Christian Darrisaw, which I'd be shocked that they would even willing to do him. It's hard enough to find a star left tackle, and if somebody's Christian Darrisaw's, capabilities and his skill sets, especially if they want to go a rookie QB, him being on the team, I think is a must. To protect him. But yeah, they offered like a 2025 second round pick, which we don't even have. So that just didn't seem, feasible for mine. So there was a lot wrong there. And even the money, if you look at it, it's like 66 or something like that dead cap hit and a minus $44 million just net loss in cap savings. And you have to be positive at this time of season. I think the Chargers are slightly above that. So in theory they could, but they'd have like $2 million over the cap, not even enough to pay their rookies, in these coming weeks. So a $44 million net loss in cap is just unprecedented. So there's nothing there, and I just don't see it happening. And the Vikings organization, why would they move on from Kirk Cousins on his hefty contract only to take on another one? And I know Herbert's got more upside and, his skill set's better, but I just think this is the time to get the rookie. I think they're all in on it. They want the rookie contract to build around it. So I think it's not even I wouldn't even put it at 1%. It's almost a 0.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like, I know it came up earlier in the draft season, and then the cap reason it died because of that, and then you see it resurface. I was not expecting that on draft week eve to come out again.
Yeah, plus it's run by Antonio Brown, so everybody.
There you go. You could have started with that. We could have been done right off the bat. Let's go to this. Let's see which one should we do next here. Let's do the Ben Volin. He's, I think, for the Boston Globe. He had this interesting piece out. He's talking about a scenario where the third quarterback doesn't go until pick 5, and the next one goes somewhere in the teens. Bo Nix going in the teens, and Michael Penix somewhere in the late first or early second. So his scenario here, the Vikings could potentially wait and still get a quarterback.
There always is a chance that happens, but when you're playing around, with other positions, I think that makes sense that you could kind of wait and take a gamble, but not with the quarterback. And if KOC, identified the guy, whether it's Drake May or JJ, or even both, I think he has them both equally high. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them land on the team or they trade up to get. But with a quarterback, you don't play around and even risk of it. Yes, you could maybe save a first round pick or a future picks, but with your quarterback, and if you identified it and you got a deal in place, you move up and you get your guy. That was there was a lot of random stuff in there that was interesting. And I'm not gonna say he's a liar. Mm-hmm. He has had some big hits. That guy, Ben, has in the past. He's also had a lot of whiffs that I was reading about a little bit too. So take it with a grain of salt to some extent. I don't think 6 quarterbacks are going to go in the first round. I think 5 will definitely go. And the one thing I did like about his article is I think Bo Nix is actually going to get drafted before Michael Penix Jr. I actually do think the Broncos are pretty intrigued with Bo Nix. They may do a slight trade down. Maybe they even draft him at 12. I know the Raiders have had some interest in Penix Jr. too. So that's going to be an interesting kind of where that goes. But I think the top 4 quarterbacks are going in the top 10, and I think in the top 5. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. The word scenario, there's a lot of scenarios that could happen.
A million. It can go a million different ways. But
exactly.
Yeah, there was some good stuff in there, but I don't know. I do think the Patriots aren't as sold as on May. That's been leaked for a long period of time now. I think they're really sold on Daniels. If the Commanders end up going with May, I think they would 100% draft Daniels and they would pass on a trade opportunity. But I don't think they're fully sold on May and that system and the talent around them. So they do go Daniels. I think the trade up to 3 is in play right there. So.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because Jeremy Fowler was on ESPN and he said the Patriots are prepared to take a quarterback at 3 and are high on Daniels and May.
Yeah, I do. I think they are high, but I don't think they're as high. And I think it would question them a little bit to be willing to maybe accept the 3 first-round picks. I think if you're going to 3, it's going to be 3 first-round picks minimum. And I think there could be some pick swaps or, future picks, or maybe even our little the day 4 pick that we have in the 4th round, or day 3 pick in the 4th round could be thrown in there. It's going to be 3 firsts and change. How that looks, I'm not 100% sure. And I wouldn't be shocked if they're we want 4 first and you take it or leave it. And I think that's going to put the Vikings in a tough spot. I don't think they would go 4 first-round picks. But if they're May's the guy, we need this, and they'll do it. I wouldn't be shocked if they did do it. I don't think they would. I wouldn't bet on it. That's the route they're going to go. But I do think 3 firsts are in play for 3, 4, or 5. I think it's going to be 3 firsts just to get into one of those slots. And then depending on where you're falling in that is, you get those, and change kind of picks.
Would 4 firsts upset you, or you'd be fine with that?
If it's the guy, I'm all in. For me, it's they have so much money in cap space that you can fix whatever hole you want. And yeah, you're not getting a rookie deal, but you get proven players in free agency. They may not be the best. You may be overpaying, but at least you know what you can expect. And if you got some holes, they have so much money that they can fix whatever they need. And for, draft picks are crapshoots. And this quarterback they draft could be, might not work out. So actually, the odds are actually more in that favor of it not working out. So it's a gamble. And I think Kwesi and their staff, they're all in on this. So if it doesn't go well, they're probably not going to be around. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. There's a price, and I don't think there's a price that's too high. Last one, Ben Gosling says all signs with the Vikings point to a huge move up.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of there. Most rational fans are, and people that have done their research and following everything. And Ben is not the type of person that does that. So that's why Ben is one of my favorite beat writers. Him and Alec Lewis, they don't typically put out that kind of steam where they're like, they kind of push. They usually like break news, or they kind of have an opinion and they preface it with it. But numerous times the past like 2-3 weeks, Ben's been on PA show. He's been on Sunday sermons with Barrero. He's been saying the same thing. He's like multiple double down on it. He's saying that they're going to move up. And, I don't know, what was it, Rick Spielman or somebody said, like, they don't have a choice. And there is some truth to that, where they really don't have a choice in this situation. And yeah, people could say they can draft 2 defenders and roll with Sam Darnold. And that gets people fired. And it's year 3 of their 4-year contract. They haven't, been extended past that. So, and I think the Wilfs and the ownership really signed off on the blessing to move on from Kirk. They really want to go with this rookie quarterback. And I think as Viking fans, we can expect a trade for sure into the top 10. I'm very confident they get it done into the top 5 and they land the quarterback of the future.
I am too. If it doesn't happen, I will be shocked. Justin, again,
There's a lot of angry fans. Trust me, it's going to be a full-on riot.
Very angry fans. Appreciate you again hopping on. If you guys have not yet followed Purple Persuasion, be sure to do it. You guys are going to be busier than hell this week. I can only imagine all the stuff you'll be posting, because the rumors are going to be flying hot and heavy probably the minute we get out this vid. I mean, I'm sure they're already going.
Absolutely. And looking forward to the special guest on Thursday with Matt.
Just going to mention
that. We're going to have a good old time, and we're going to break the news as we're going to be around for the whole first round. So stay tuned on the Onebar and Lupagus show.
Unless you guys pass out, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll be on for the pregame, and then I'm hopping off, and Justin's going to take my spot. So very much appreciate that. And again, appreciate your time. And again, happy draft week. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.